I'm Paola Espitia from Ola'pi Creative, and welcome to Conversations by Water, a weekly Facebook live stream where we sit waterside with wave makers to share unfiltered, intimate, and inspiring conversations exploring what it takes to drive change locally and globally. Our mission is to create a ripple effect and empower you to affect change in your lives and communities too.
70% of the surface of planet Earth is covered in water. Also, our brain, our heart, and our lungs consist of 70% water.
That's the epitome of what the ocean is to me. It's just like my heart and soul, and it's love and it's connection.
It was something that was going to stick with him for quite a while.
I mean, read lots of books. Books will motivate you. Experience things. Experiences will motivate you. Watch interviews like this.
And I have to say, being able to go out and make an impact.
How many people do you interact with every day? You can be a change maker for all of those people.
Now it's time for us to say, okay, everybody's had their chance. Now it's time to say, we're ready. We're going to kick it off, and we're going to start making our beach the most environmentally friendly.
The faster you're going to fall in love with water, the longer and happier you're going to live.
We love water! We love you! Thank you!
Hello everybody! Hi, welcome to Conversations by Water. You're here with Paola, your host from Ola'pi Creative, and I'm so happy that you all are joining us today. We are in downtown Fort Lauderdale, right on the New River. You might see it here behind us, all these lovely yachts docked right here in the center of downtown, in the center of the city. Another reason why I love Fort Lauderdale. It's pretty cool. Well, I'm really glad that you all are here with us today because we are joined by Dr. Jennie Trocchio. She is the director of the Autism Education and Development Solutions. And I'd like to welcome you, Jennie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you for having me and in this beautiful environment. This is amazing. It's such an honor to be interviewed by you.
Oh, you're so kind. Now, it's really neat. We actually got a chance to, yes, I'm going to tag you in this video.
Sure.
There we go. Jennie and I actually met through a mutual friend who is over with Action Club Fort Lauderdale. So we're going to give a little plug to them. If you've never heard of Action Club, it's a really great community of folks who get together every other Tuesday. Somewhere in Fort Lauderdale, they also have another group in Miami. But the idea is that everybody gets together, share your ideas, your big ideas, and then through the collective group effort, everybody gets to then collaborate and help each other reach their goals. And so Dr. Jennie was part of Action Club Fort Lauderdale, and we were introduced how did that work out? You were looking for a water person?
Yeah, well, so my big idea was families in the autism community need to connect and play more through fun and meaningful experiences. And so we're just kind of brainstorming, what could that be? And well, you know, we live in South Florida, we're surrounded by water, and water has so many therapeutic benefits, so wouldn't it be cool if you had some sort of field trip on the water? And then we thought, well, but to really make it meaningful, we should have someone who knows a lot about the water on the boat. I said, well, you know, who knows a lot about the water? And lo and behold, that's when I was recommended to talk to Paola, and because she is, I mean, the major marine biologist expert, marine conservationist. I mean, you do everything when it comes to water is your specialty. So it worked out perfectly. So you joined us on our first autism family field trip on the water taxi, and it was an eco adventure, and we learned all about the mangroves and the histories of the waterways, and we really got to experience it at a whole new level because you were there.
Oh, it was so much fun.
It was.
And we're going to tell you all more about that, but first, there we go. First, I actually want to, let's get a chance to get to know a little bit about Dr. Jennie here. I am new to the autism community and to what that's like, and so it was really refreshing to get to meet Dr. Jennie. So, tell us, well first, we were just talking a little bit about water. What is it that draws you to water and what you appreciate about being here?
Well, so I've always had a deep connection with water. I grew up in Maryland where, you know, during the winter, it's cold and everyone stays inside. And then what you look forward to is the summers when you get to go to a beach or you get to go to a lake or, I mean, all of your vacations, all of the fun is around water. So to me, water's always represented fun and relaxing, vacation mode. when I moved down to Florida, all of a sudden, I mean, water's everywhere. So you connect with it in so many different ways, and you can experience it in so many ways every day. I mean, look, it's surrounding us right now. And then once I started learning more about autism, the autism community, and the individuals with autism and the sensory needs, I started realizing that there's so many sensory benefits to water. So my relationship with water has kind of evolved, and really has gone kind of straight up ever since I moved to Florida.
Yes, and we're so happy that that is the case. And so you have since specialized in autism, but tell us a little bit about how you got there.
So how I got involved with autism.
Yeah.
So I always knew I wanted to do special education because there's just so many individuals who have so many talents, but it was the kids with autism who fascinated me, and immediately I was just kind of hooked. I mean, I had one kiddo who he could recognize exactly the channel, the TV station whose helicopter was flying overhead before I could even hear a helicopter. And immediately I just thought, this is something different. Like this is fascinating and curious, and the potential is insane. So I just saw so much potential kind of radiating out of these kids, and I said, I need to figure out more. So then I just kind of started this almost obsession with what is happening with autism. So I immediately signed up for a master's program, and signed up for every course I could take on autism, every book I could read on autism. In 2008, I started a doctoral program and opened a school for kids with autism in Hollywood. So, I mean, I'm so fascinated by them, and I think that the potential is huge if we can provide the opportunities that they need.
Yes, exactly. So yes, actually like I mentioned, I was a little bit new to the autism community. So talk a little bit about, I understand there's actually different spectrums of autism. So what does that mean?
Yes, so autism's a huge spectrum. And it includes everything from kind of the traditional Rain Man, what you would think of in terms of super savant, super genius in some areas, where maybe there's some difficulty with social skills, communication skills. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's a lot of kiddos who really are having trouble regulating their body and their attention. They might have trouble communicating, basic wants and needs even. So the spectrum is all of that. Essentially, difficulties with social communication and behaviors. And increasingly, they're realizing the sensory needs and what that is doing to an individual's overall kind of experience. So some of our kids are so smart, but they experience the world too intensely or not enough. And once they can get those sensory needs met, they're able to then experience the world in a much more authentic way.
And so that's where this element of water actually comes into play.
Absolutely, absolutely. So water, I mean, has so many sensory benefits for the kids, whether it's looking at it, sometimes even just a fish tank in a classroom can be significantly helpful for a child. Or, you know, when you get to watch waves roll in, when you get to hear it. And then for a lot of our kids, once they get in the water, it's a whole different experience. Some of our kiddos lack what they call proprioceptive input, so they can't really feel their bodies a lot of the time when they're walking. But when they go in water, they can actually feel themselves for the first time. So they have a lot more control. So that's just such an exciting possibility. Water in general for kids with autism is very beneficial.
Wow, and as a result of this kind of study, this kind of research, they've actually, new organizations have formed. So for instance, Surfers for Autism is a group that I'm familiar with.
Yes.
One of the neat things that they've always described it, so basically actually the person who started it is based in Deerfield.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
it
that.
originated down here in South Florida because they were so drawn to water, they knew that the water could have been, was going to be very beneficial for their children. And it's basically a bunch of surfers and people in the community who get together and introduce children to surfing, to the water, and their adults are right there with the kids with autism, and it really is, for some of them the first time that they've been on water. But one of the neat points that they brought up was that the kids end up, their comments are that, like, for the first time they feel like a kid.
Yes.
They don't feel like a kid with autism, but they actually feel like a kid, and they are laughing like kids, and everybody's treating them like a kid, like everybody else.
And I think so often that's the piece that's missing, is so many kids with autism, it's all about the number of hours in therapy or drills and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we all improve and we all learn more when we experience things like an individual. You're not treated like some special, precious thing that can be broken. No, get dirty, have fun, splash around, make jokes about the water, you know, have fun with it. And that's when I think the learning happens.
So you also brought up an interesting point. One of your roles as the director of this program is that you're an autism consultant and coach and therapist, and you're trying to kind of shake up the way that traditional therapy with autism works. So explain a little bit about that. This is our wave maker moment here, right? This is what she's doing to create change. It's so cool.
So you're exactly right. Traditionally, I mean, people think of learning and therapy and it's like some sort of drill or flashcard sort of thing. All dependent on behaviors and the rewards and consequences, but that's not actually how people learn. You know, we learn when we experience things. So the thought is to move therapies to more experience-based opportunities. So things that are meaningful, things that you can touch and interact with. That's when we all learn things. Some of our greatest memories, I mean, they're not about drills, right?
Right. It didn't necessarily come from something you read in a book.
Exactly. Lecturing, that doesn't really sink in either. You have to interact with it, like you have to touch it. So, for example, I don't know if this is too much of a sneak peek, but on Sunday we're going to be mucking through the mangroves together, which will be so much fun. And something like that, like you muck through the mangroves, you feel it, you touch it. I mean, we have buckets, we're gonna be digging and listening. I mean, we're involving all the senses, and that's when you learn about the mangroves. You don't really learn about it from the teacher standing up there saying, a mangrove is, I mean, that's not how we learn. Right. So the thought is to incorporate more of these meaningful experience-based opportunities in the community. And that way kids are learning, and it's actually a lot more effective than therapy at the end of the day. So we want a couple more fun experiences going on.
That is so exciting. I'm so excited that we're collaborating on that. We will definitely be sure to provide all the information, all the details of where you can sign up for the Autism Family Field Trip, Mucking in the Mangroves on Sunday. We'll make sure we put all those details down here below. You know, along those lines, so I love the experiential learning piece. What is it that you love most about what you do?
Well, I love that, first of all, I love that I've kind of figured out that that is how learning happens. And then the fact that we get to provide these opportunities to the community. And the fact of the matter is that everyone loves experiences. I mean, who doesn't love an opportunity to get out on the water? Who doesn't love an opportunity to do something new that you've never done before? And I think being able to provide that, I mean, it's so much fun for me, and it's so much fun to watch everyone else have fun. So when you get to watch the connections go off for the kids, I mean, it takes it to another level. I mean, we, on our first Autism Family Field Trip, we had a lot of kids who had never been on a boat, and you know, they were petrified. They thought, there's no way we feel comfortable taking our child on a boat. But when you're able to do it in a safe experience, in a safe environment, where, you know, every sensory need is met, and you're there learning and connecting, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Oh my gosh, so well put. We had such a blast from that first field trip that we did. Y'all will have to go back and check those photos out on Dr. Jennie's Facebook page. I swear there's photos of her she is right there with them, a kid at heart for sure. I think that's why they all gravitate towards you. You did such a great job there. You were having so much fun, I loved it.
Well, we were having so much fun. I mean, not only was Paola our expert conservationist, but she also, I mean, pulled out a ukulele at one point and was strumming along.
Yeah, that only happens on private tours, people, so.
Just sign up.
That was so fun.
It was so fun.
Really great. Great time in the water. And so I am so looking forward to Sunday as well. Let me see, what else? So what do you know, in addition to Sunday, what else do you have going on that we have to look forward to?
So that's a great question. I'm trying to keep monthly family field trips going, so at least something every single month. And a little bit of a teaser in April, which is the Autism Awareness Month. Specifically on Autism Awareness Day, which is April 2nd, which is when every major landmark in the world lights up blue to celebrate autism. And so we are planning a little get-together called a Connect and Play Day right at Southside Cultural Arts Center, and we are going to blow it out, and we are going to light it up blue, and a fun festival for kids and families to come together to have fun and enjoy.
Wow.
And you know, I think what you said earlier about how much fun we were having on the boat, there's something about that when the air is fun. it's electric, you know, and everyone, it's contagious. Everyone
Yes.
starts to have fun. So
Yeah.
hopefully more of these. Every month there'll be something, I promise. But stay tuned for this Sunday specifically, and then April's going to be a big one also.
Oh, this is so exciting. I hope you all got a chance to learn a lot, not only about Dr. Jennie, about autism in general, and then also about the opportunities that exist here locally. Thanks to Jennie, thanks to collaborations like this, we love getting people out in the water, but we especially love making an impact. So thank you so much, Dr. Jennie,
Thank
for
you.
joining us. This was so fun.
Thank you for having me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Yes, absolutely, and we'll be sure to leave all of her contact information and all of those other details down here in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can leave your question below or give us a private message. So, with that to be said, this is a beautiful day. We're going to enjoy the rest of our day here with our blue backyard here in Fort Lauderdale. I hope you get a chance to do the same, and thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Conversations by Water. See you next time.
Bye.